What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. And this recap of the Kings loss on this Wednesday evening to the Charlotte Hornets, where the tank is back on, and that quick 2-game winning streak is no more. But first, thank you as always for joining me for another edition of the show. And if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give us a follow over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast platform you prefer. And if you're watching over on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. You know, folks, it was a competitive game. 117-109 loss to a really good Charlotte Hornets team who, with the win tonight, officially eliminated the Kings from any considerations from a playoff contention. Well, they were eliminated before the calendar flipped to 2026, but it is official. They are out of playoff contention, and the Charlotte Hornets are now a game over 500. And the Sacramento Kings, who were without 8 key players for tonight's game, but they held their own for nearly all 48 minutes of tonight's game. And with so many bodies down for Sacramento, and all in, I thought Sacramento, they battled really hard in this game against the Charlotte Hornets, and especially in that first half. And it felt like the Charlotte Hornets, they were the better team tonight. Obviously, they should have been the better team from the start of this game at tip-off, but they didn't start showing that until late in the game, and not even 24 hours removed from one of the most exciting games this season of a disappointing year for the Sacramento Kings. 2-game winning streak snapped. That is now the Charlotte Hornets, they're now 23-10 over the past 33 games. And of course, it's not all bad for the Kings. This loss officially places them in a tie with the Indiana Pacers for the worst record in the NBA, giving both teams a 14% chance of securing the top pick in May's NBA draft lottery. You got a 52.1% chance of landing in the top 4 selections. But the Kings, who were down not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 guards in tonight's game on a second night of a back-to-back, and Doug Christie's options at the point guard positions were extremely limited. Killian Hayes, who's on his second 10 contract with Sacramento, he got the start tonight for the first time in about a year in place of Russell Westbrook, who was out with a quad injury. Nique Clifford, who was also in the starting lineup at the 2 spot, was technically next in line for the point guard. Killian Hayes, he entered tonight shooting just 19% from the field. Over the past 8 appearances, he scored the first 7 points of this game for this Sacramento's offense, and he got some help from another unlikely contributor to get things going, Doug McDermott, who played 20 plus minutes in this game, who's only seen the floor, 15 times in total this season, knocked down 2 early triples to join forces with Killian Hayes to help Sacramento take a lead into the second against a Charlotte team that has been one of the, I won't say one of the, but the biggest surprises this season. Because this Charlotte team, they started the season 4-14, and are now a game over 500. DeRozan was the lone member of the original starting lineup on the floor tonight. 39 points for DeRozan tonight, and the 22nd highest scoring player in NBA history, ranked up 22 points, 10 of 14 shooting before halftime. That is the most points that DeRozan has scored in a game since last month, February 1st. And even though the Kings were missing 8 players, they only had a total of 9 active bodies on the bench. This Kings offense still put up 62 points in the first half on 59% shooting. They took the lead into the locker room, and then in that second half, I thought the Hornets, they proved why they were the better team on the floor tonight. In that second half, like, just an incredible game, and the Charlotte Hornets, they proved why they were the better team in that second half. And when you have 16 wins on the season, 2 games is a winning streak for this Kings team, and that streak is officially over. You can get out your tank commando gifts, because the Kings simply ran out of gas against this Charlotte Hornets team. DeRozan, like the ageless veteran, still going for this young team. And even though he's taken a step back as a scorer on this team as we end this season, but with the Kings missing most of their squad for tonight's game, like, the veteran had unlimited shots on that basketball floor tonight. DeRozan responded with a turn back the clock game like he was in his 20s. 39 points, 17 of 22 shooting to go along with 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Two-way player, Daquan Plowden. And I'll say this, I think Plowden has potential of being a solid two-way guy in this league. And with 15 games to go in this season, more Daquan Plowden, please. Because Plowden continues to make a positive impact and impression in games where he plays major minutes. And he played major minutes tonight. I thought he was solid defensively. He's not afraid of the big shot to take. And the Kings' two-way player, wing, 5 for 11 from the field, and also 3 of 7 from downtown. Again, opportunity to show this front office that you could be part of the building process of this team going into next season. And after logging 38 minutes in that game last night against the Indiana Pacers, Nique Clifford played 41 minutes tonight on his second night of a back-to-back. And yes, he's a rookie, and he's young, and he's got those fresh legs. This is what happens when you're short-handed like the Kings were tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. And Nique Clifford responded. 18 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. But the one thing I'm most impressive about Nique Clifford is I think here lately, he's been getting better with the anticipation of stepping into the passing lane of the defenders. He's been doing a really good job here lately anticipating the passes of the opponents. So that's something that I've kind of noticed here lately as we head towards the end of this season, where he's actually gotten better with the anticipation of the passes of opponents. Precious Achiuwa, the cleanup man on the glass tonight. He attacked the offensive glass in this game against the Charlotte Hornets. Not a big team in Charlotte, coming away with 4 offensive rebounds in this game. He added another 4 defensive rebounds to finish the night with 14 total rebounds and 8 rebounds. Achiuwa continues to impress and put up impressive numbers as we head to the end of this season. And Killian Hayes, who got the start tonight, came out firing, as I mentioned earlier. And in his first start, Killian Hayes was looking for his shot early, aggressive, scoring the first 7 points of this game. But then he cooled off as the game progressed. But still, he managed to put up 11 points to go along with 4 assists and 2 rebounds in this game. And it's not often this season that I've said this. On the second night of a back-to-back, Maxime Raynaud had a off night. And as a rookie and as a player, you are going to have off nights. And with all the standard point guards sitting out, especially Russell Westbrook, Maxime Raynaud struggled to get anything going in this game. He finished tonight with just 4 points, 1 of 3 shooting, and just 5 rebounds in this game. And in a kind of a new development for Max, he blocked 3 shots in this game and now has 8 block shots in the last 3 games. So that's kind of a new development. I also think with the off night for Max, I think he missed Russell Westbrook in this game. So it's not a big deal for Max Raynaud to have a off night, because that happens in the NBA as an NBA player. But Kings, they lose to the Charlotte Hornets because the Charlotte Hornets, they caught fire in that third, scoring 31 points on 60% shooting to take the 5-point lead at the end of the third, going into the fourth. And from that point on, they never looked back. And the Kings are back in the loss column. And the thing about this, it was a tale of 2 halves. A solid first half, not so much second half. But that's first half. Again, 62 points, 59% shooting, 40% shooting from 3, 12 assists, and only 3 turnovers in that first half. Solid first half for the Sacramento Kings, but they lose. They are now 16 and 51 on the season. Next up, they take on the Los Angeles Clippers on Saturday down in Los Angeles. And we will be back for another post-game recap following that game on Saturday night. And if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give us a follow on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast platform you prefer. We are a video podcast on Spotify and YouTube, so by all means, please catch the video feed. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. But until next time, we'll see you Saturday night following the Kings and the Clippers for another recap post-game show. But thank you as always for joining me on the Kings related podcast post-game recap. And as always, go Kings.